James Waybern Hall, often referred to as Big Jim, was an American serial killer whose crimes took place in Florida during the late 1970s. Hall was born in 1945 and spent much of his adult life moving between unstable jobs and locations. He had a criminal history that began years before his most serious crimes were uncovered, including theft and violent offenses. Despite this background, he was able to remain largely unnoticed for long periods of time. To people who encountered him casually, Hall often appeared rough and intimidating, but not necessarily dangerous. He blended into the environments around him and did not immediately stand out as someone capable of extreme violence. Being that low profile presence, however, was a pattern of escalating behavior. Hall targeted women he encountered through everyday interactions. He relied on manipulation and false trust to get close, presenting himself as non threatening before isolating his victims. Because these crimes occurred in different locations and at different times, investigators initially struggled to connect them. For a period, the cases appeared unrelated. As law enforcement continued investigating several unsolved murders, similarities began to emerge. Patterns in circumstances and witness statements slowly pointed toward a single offender, eventually bringing Hall under close scrutiny. When questioned by police, Hall became a primary suspect after inconsistencies surfaced in his statements. As investigators gathered more evidence, those inconsistencies grew harder to explain. Hall eventually confessed to murdering multiple women. Investigators noted that he showed little emotional reaction when discussing the crimes, often speaking in a detached and matter of fact manner that stood in stark contrast to the severity of his actions. He was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder. In court, Hall was convicted and sentenced to death. In 1987, James Waybern Hall was executed by electric chair at Florida State Prison. His case remains a disturbing example of how some offenders are able to hide in plain sight, moving through everyday life without drawing attention until it is too late. It serves as a reminder that danger does not always announce itself loudly.